Hello, hello, welcome back to Midweek Point and Click. Steve, are you there?
Yep.
Excellent. How you been?
Not bad. I rushed to get home and quickly wolfed some food down,
Oh yeah, what'd you have?
and just chicken and rice, some sort of tandoori sauce.
Cool. Sounds good.
And as I wolfed it down, I
What do you
coughed and
mean?
something went up my nose. Rice grains, but it's all sorted now, and I'm fine now.
I hear that's a delicacy in some countries, the old snorting up the rice.
The opposite way we usually snort them though. It's like a cough and then it comes out from behind.
Nice. Welcome in, Lee. How you doing? You got to use your little emote thing. That's fantastic. All right, how are the levels? I can hear that the music is so loud in my ears, but if I need to turn it down... Hang on, maybe I need to turn you up, Steve. Steve, why don't you do the recap for us? What happened last episode? And while you do that, I'll share the screen in Discord for you and everything like that.
Okay, broad stroke is we had to visit someone and we had a whole hospital section, part of which is we disguised ourselves as a doctor, and we met a nurse who wasn't suspicious, even though as a doctor we didn't recognize a blood pressure unit. So we somehow got away with that. Then the thing I remember towards the end is we found the coven of Templars, who are kind of like our antagonists. We found out they're like a meeting of higher up people, reminding me of the ending of not sure the Hot Fuzz.
Oh yes,
It's like the people of a village together, and there's a mixture of just the way they're sort of informal, but also doing this arcane rite. Looked at them. We got the platform and the crystal out of that were pictured in the manuscript, and we used them to light up some letters. And the Templars dispersed, and we realized we need to kill them. So Nico has a friend that made up some of these like blades, retractable hidden blades that she hid under her wrists, and she hunted them down. And
whoa. Wrong game.
She tracked down the costume killer and cornered him, and she just went, "Mime this bitch," before she just stabbed him in the throat multiple times, and then hit him in a haystack. And that's it. And then it opened up two areas, I think, Spain and somewhere. I forget what the other place was. It was like around the eastern part of Europe.
I believe it's in Syria, and I think it is.
Syria. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So that Assassin's Creed thing, that must have been. You must have nodded off or something and just dreamed that section, because none of that happened.
I can vividly remember that.
Of course you can. Of course you can. Well, I'm pleased to tell you that in tonight's episode, I know for a fact, because some of the old 1996, 97 memories have drifted into my mind, and I know there is a death scene coming up for Senor Stobart, so that'll be good. Just have to make sure I save before it happens. I'm pretty sure I'll know exactly where it is though. So Tongs, you get your finish him and you get your fatality button ready, because that's what we're going to be doing tonight.
So I'm assuming that's going to be Nico's next kill.
Nico's next kill, that's right, yeah.
She's going to dive him from the second story roof, and shrilly scream like a eagle. Like, oh, I can't even do it, but she'll do that scream.
Sorry, can you do the eagle scream again for me, Steve? Just one more time.
I think I realised my vocal cords won't allow it.
Come on, try it. I want to hear this. It's like the dude that works at the Krusty Burger, the Simpsons guy.
I know my throat's I can do it, especially if probably got a rice grain still in my throat, probably. No, I can't do it.
Yeah, Lee's asked it of you. He's donated 10 bits just for you to do it, so you might as well.
Okay, it's something like. Hang on, I can't even think of how to try to mimic it, but it's something like a. Like that.
Okay, that's not too bad. You did well. You did
You're more
well.
high pitched. Much more high pitched than that.
No falsettos for you today, Steve.
No.
One thing that most of you will be proud of is I have this delicious beverage, also known as Dr. PP, or also known as barbecue Sprite. So there we go. Cracking that bad boy open. Can confirm it tastes delicious. Rest assured, I'm sustained. Psycho, welcome in. Good to see you. You may have missed out on one of...
It's Dr. Pepper time.
It is Dr. Pepper time, Kratos. Thank you very much for that. Psycho, you may have missed out on one of the best sound alerts. Could it be a sound alert? Maybe someone can clip it. Maybe it's too late. Who knows? That was glorious, Steve. Thank you for that.
You're obviously leading right now, so I reckon as out of rebellion they shouldn't do it.
Fair enough. Alright, well, let's get cracking then. What happens when we hit continue? Okay, continue doesn't load us back to where we were. Continue must be the autosave because we did actually save it in Marib. So, let's restore game. No loading in this era, restoring only. And we'll confirm. Oh, look at that.
Wait. It's like a little... I think I get it. That person to the left looked like a cartoon puppy in like one of those...
This person here.
It's not anamorphic. Yeah.
What? Did you just hear a camera sound? I don't know if it was in the game or not. It was just like when someone does a cheeky snap.
There's a hidden kitty as well, looks like.
Down there, maybe? Or behind me.
You can see its tail swish out. Best foot is on the left.
Okay. Tourist is taking photos. No hidden goats today, though. Yet.
Hey there, young fella.
Oh.
Speak you the English?
Oh, jeez.
Speak you the Anglais? Parlez-vous anglais?
Yes, si, and indeed oui, and rather better than you by the sound of it.
Stop that,
my
George.
name is Nicho. Welcome to my grand emporium of quality merchandise.
Okay.
This plaster was very useful in Ireland.
Really? Your fund of travelers' tales never ceases to enthrall me.
My first one.
Yeah, I was gonna say this first one.
Oh, but we've got the tissue coming up.
Have you seen this man before?
No, sir, I'm glad to say. Cold eyes.
There's the goat. Steve, what famous movie has the line, "Where's the goat"?
So that'd be Jurassic Park.
Ding, 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 ding. Got it. It is tissue time, guys.
What do you make of this?
A
we haven't buzzed
man-sized
someone yet, have we?
double-ply tissue stained
Not
with
yet.
Bestheimer's number 12 white pancake grease paint, apparently.
Wow, he's the expert of tissues with foreign substances in there.
Here, shake hands, Nijo.
I'd rather not, sir.
I think
So
if...
I'm wondering,
Go
there's
on.
one thing I was wondering about. Is that shocker? Whether or not we shock someone, which we haven't yet, have we?
No, not yet. Everyone... Well, that's the thing I was thinking. He would have better success if he didn't say, "Hey, let me shake your hand." If he said, "I'm
Yeah.
George Stobart," and put out his hand, that's where it's
Yeah.
at.
I'm wondering whether, just as a game logic thing, it's going to be used for some sort of electric current thing. Because the hand buzzers don't work by electricity, they buzz, and that's what is the shocking part. It just feels like electricity. But I'm wondering whether the devs, writers knew that, or if they did, whether that's like, it's game logic wise, it can be used to electrify something.
Well, thankfully, I remember exactly what it's used for, so let's just see how accurate you are.
Look at this. A lifting key as used by Parisian sewer workers.
Callooh, Calais, sir. I must remember this day for posterity. My grandchildren will be fascinated.
Oh,
I would actually like if it was used to revive someone.
yeah. Like the hospital was a sure thing, but didn't pan out. Yeah, it's crazy how we can get this sewer tool through customs.
What do you make of this?
Well, beyond the obvious, very little. That pattern seems very familiar, though.
Okay, we're getting somewhere. We're in the right area.
Do you know the name Merlin?
I'm afraid not, old bean.
What can I do with a blood pressure gauge?
Don't tempt me to tell you, sir.
What do you think of this, eh?
Oh, sir, what a splendid plaything. One day, when I am rich, I am going to build a world-renowned collection of brightly colored balls.
Are you serious?
In deadly earnest. People will come from far and wide to see my
Yes?
collection. The Rockefellers and the Gettys can keep their hoards of so-called fine art. But answer me this. What good is a Picasso, I ask you, if you cannot bounce it off a wall?
You may have a point.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
It was before 9/11,
Sweet.
you're right.
Did we pick that up?
The ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the ball from the juggler. Remember how we put the nose on and basically outperformed the juggler and he got really angry with us and he stormed
Okay,
off?
so that's then how we lost the nose.
We lost the nose, but we gained a ball. Yep.
Yep.
Seriously, do you really think this thing's so great?
Take it away, you tempter.
I'll swap it for something off your stand.
Due to seasonal financial considerations, I'm afraid I cannot.
I thought you wanted this thing.
I do, sir. The stand doesn't.
Which in translation meant it's not really my stand, and I'll be in big trouble if I swap anything for something that I want myself.
Alternatively, is there any service that you require?
Not at the moment, but I'll bear it in mind.
Okay, cool.
So, this is your stand?
Oh, yes, sir. Though stand does not begin to do it justice. The finest in this bustling metropolis.
This is a bustling metropolis?
Well, not per se, no.
How much are those books there on the shelf?
Have you any Syrian pounds?
I think I might have a couple of Irish punt.
Then they're too expensive for you, sir.
Oh, by the way, there is a new feature. Whether it worked or not, thanks to Mr. Robot Spacer, he pointed me in the right direction of closed captioning. So if it worked, there should be a little CC icon near where the pause and all that, or maybe on the right-hand side. If you click that, I think it will translate what I say, but it won't translate what Steve says only because it's Steve and his voice is too low. Just kidding. It won't translate Steve because it's coming through my microphone as speech recognition. So if you can check that and let me know if it worked, that'd be fantastic. All right.
You speak very good English.
Thank you, sir. I learned from tapes that my uncle procured.
Oh, a language
Tapes.
course.
No, sir. Jeeves and Wooster. Gussie, Fink, Noto, Aunt Agatha. What ho?
When you say it's having some difficulties, Tongs, is the button not there? You click it and it's got an error, or is it just reading out something that isn't me? It can't translate Australian. Is that what it is? Because that was a genuine concern I had that maybe it might not be able to do, you know. Steve, maybe you can also hit the button and see what's what. It's getting a lot of words that I'm not saying. I don't know then. Let me try something real quick. You know what? It does say captions in brackets, experimental. So I'm gonna hit that, and now it shouldn't work. We'll have to try that another time, I think. Glad to know it's there though. It works sort of.
Does the word Templar mean
Yes.
anything to you?
Got a delay, so I can't tell easily. But
Templar.
yeah, one of the sentences that
Templar.
just substituted
Why,
a bunch of
yes,
words.
of course.
It does?
Yes!
Like a
A
misunderstood.
splendid series of books by Mr. Leslie Chatteris, featuring the roguish Mr. Simon Templar.
Great. That's a real help, Nijo. Anything else?
The Saint television program, featuring Mr. Roger Moore of the quizzical eyebrow.
Oh, so
and
he's
a
spy.
stick man with a halo. Bing!
So all Templar means to you is Roger Moore.
I only watched it for the stick man with the halo. Bing! He was better animated.
So I'm correct in saying that the word Templar doesn't mean much to you.
Well, there was the
Tattoo was
Order of
better animated
Knights
than
who
Roger
were
Moore.
wiped out in an Inquisition in 1312, I suppose.
That's them. What else do you know?
Just how much information do you think there is on a Trivial Pursuit card?
A what?
From the evil edition. We had it on the stand a couple of years ago. Ask me what a feuter is. Go on, I know all this stuff.
Never mind. Okay, forget about the Templars for a minute. What do you know about knights?
Like the Crusaders, they came to the East on an insane and pointless mission. They sacrificed thousands of lives, including their own, for insensate pride. How anyone can find them romantic confounds me.
Yeah, I'm thinking that, Tongs. George is a bit of a goof.
So long, Nijo.
Toodle pip, sir.
Toodle pip.
It's not British.
Oh, you can pet the cat.
As I didn't see the point of
That's
going
cats
all the
just
way
like I
over there
do.
to get scratched, I stayed where I was.
It's like ramen when you come over, Steve.
Yeah, it is.
That's not a happy cat sound at all. Ramen Bajo
Hello.
Steve.
I was wondering whether
This
you
was
could
my
help me.
yes. There was a
Why,
hiss
hi
last time
there,
I had ramen.
handsome. What can I do for you?
Hi, my name's George. I was
Well, it certainly is delightful to meet you, George.
my
name's Mrs. Henderson, but you can call me Pearl, I'm sure.
Okay, Pearl.
So nice to meet a friendly American face so far from
Oh, she
home.
called it
Pearl?
Pearl, I'm sure.
Yes, dear?
I was just wondering if you could help me.
Why, sure, precious.
Why, sure, precious.
I've got some
Okay.
plaster of Paris.
That's nice, dear.
Dame Edna
Have you seen
crosses.
this man before?
No. A friend of yours?
No, not really.
Tissue time.
What do you make of this grease paint stained tissue?
Oh, it's grease paint. I thought somebody had gaudy taste in makeup.
I liked her too much to zap her with the buzzer.
Ah,
That's the opposite.
you coward.
Do you know what this is?
Lord, no. It looks painful, though.
It's a sewer key.
Who'd want to break into a sewer?
It's pretty amazing what we've used the sewer key for. Like, obviously for sewers, but we used it as a step to get up into the castle. We used it to smash down a wall.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
You're a feluminist?
Don't they have secret handshakes?
Oh, George, now you're teasing.
Have you ever heard of anybody calling himself Merlin?
Merlin?
No, Merlin. Merlin. There's an O in there.
Moulin?
You haven't, have you?
No, darling. No moulins.
What do you think of this?
Oh, looks scientific. It's a blood pressure thing, isn't it?
Okay, so she's smarter than our character.
What does this mean to you?
Gosh, is this some sort of psychological test?
No.
Oh, well, in that case, it's a red ball.
We would actually start thinking it's a psychological test if someone just went through questions like you just did of like, what is this? What does this make you think of? Do you recognize this?
Tongs made a good point that every single character in the game needs a line of dialogue for every item in the game.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a group of knights called the Templars?
Sounds familiar. I remember. Dwayne
This is the
had
case
a
for all of
book,
them,
the
but a lot of
Holy
them-
something and the Holy
This one
something
hasn't
else.
worked out
Can't
with
quite
like having the
recall.
one
I
I
read
don't
a
know
little of it.
response.
And?
For a
Seemed
bunch of
like a lot of
characters.
hooey to me.
Sorry, I didn't hear you over the dialogue, Steve. What was that?
Most point and clicks do, but then a lot of them wimp out with the having have a character do a generic, I don't know, thing, which this one hasn't done yet. At least from what I can tell.
They'll have like
in
an internal monologue line of, they won't be, they won't want to see
it's done that a couple of times actually, but not much.
So, tell me a little about yourself, Pearl.
We don't care about Pearl, come on.
Oh, a gentleman's interest is always so flattering. Well, my husband and I run a greetings card company in a cute little place called Akron in Ohio.
Akron? Cute? Little?
Do you think her name's Pearl because she has a pearly necklace, or do you think she wears the pearly necklace because her name is Pearl?
Is your husband around, Pearl?
Well, as a matter of fact,
the type
yes,
person gets
he
staying
is.
in their glasses,
Sorry to disappoint you.
likes pearls.
Have you talked to the boy on the bric-a-brac stand?
Oh, you've met him? His name's Nejo, you know. Oh, he's just so cute, I could die. I'd love to bundle him up and take him back to Ohio.
He might not thank you.
I'm looking for something ancient, something to impress the folks back home.
So you're going to take a little
The poor
boy
was
from a
trying to
Middle
do his
Eastern
best,
country?
but we still haven't found anything.
Do you know anything about medieval weaving?
I do a little needlework, but gosh.
It's okay. It was a long shot.
Okay, cool. Nothing else.
I've got to
See you,
go
bud.
now, Pearl.
It's
So
been
do we
a
know we
pleasure,
need something to
George.
do with needlework?
Don't be a stranger.
Because there's a bit in the manuscript, but why would he be asking
Yeah,
people?
not sure.
How did this guy make a living selling useless old machine parts in the middle of nowhere?
That's the old question, Steve, about the hattery underneath Flinders Street Station and how it stays afloat. Because no one's buying hats every day. It's the same as that.
No.
The stand was hawking ancient machine parts.
Hey.
This is probably a front from money laundering.
Who's this guy?
A place that doesn't sell hats,
Hi,
but somehow
I
makes
was
$100
wondering
million
whether you could
per
help me.
year.
Why, sure, son. Always got time for a fellow American. The name's Henderson. Dwayne Henderson.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Henderson.
Hell, boy, I'm not in the office. Call me Dwayne.
Oh, okay. Dwayne? My name's George Stobart.
Okay. Oh, what's this? Got a mirror and... Okay, let's start with the items.
Look, I've got some plaster of Paris.
Yeah, and I've got a picture of me shaking hands with George Bush. Of course, that was back in '76.
Okay.
Have you seen this man before?
Maybe. Where'd you get it?
I just picked it up somewhere.
Sure. I'm always picking up photos of complete strangers and then asking around.
Ow! Damn it!
There.
Wait.
I've got another picture of a complete stranger.
Hold your bluff.
Maybe I'll ask around about this one.
It's weird. All right.
What hurt him though? He reacted like there was a flash, but it's the middle of the day.
I don't know. Tissue time.
What do you think of this grease paint stained tissue?
You've been hanging around with actors?
That's all? Steve, next time you go into work, take in a tissue and ask that very question to one of your colleagues and see what they say.
Shake hands, Dwayne.
Why?
I'm just being friendly.
Let's just be friendly by keeping our hands to ourselves. Yeah?
Jesus.
What do you make of this?
A manhole lifting key. So?
Hey, how come you recognize it?
Because I'm not a dumbass.
Hey, how come you're carrying it?
Yeah, well, let's just drop the subject, shall we? Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Do you know the name Merlin?
Nope.
Good.
What do you think of this?
A blood pressure gauge? Why in blue blazes are you carrying that?
I'm carrying it for a friend. What do you think of this?
It's a ball. Big deal.
All right, here we go.
I saw a medieval picture of a woman. Royalty or nobility, something like that. She was looking in a mirror, but the reflection was of a man with 3 faces. What do you think of that?
I think you should be in therapy.
Huh?
That boy needs therapy. What is this, a little tiny cow?
Do you think bulls have any significance around here?
Weird question, George. Nope, I don't think they have.
Do you mind if I ask you an odd question?
Okay, but I might not answer it.
Do you know anything about the Templars?
The Knights Templar?
Yep.
Nope. Nothing at all.
Well, you knew they were an order of knights.
What I know and what I say are two different things, boy.
Fair enough.
I haven't lasted as long as I have in this business without knowing that.
In this business?
Sure. The greetings card business.
Right.
Oh, please. Does the image of a knight holding a crystal ball mean anything to you?
Hell no. What would a knight want with a hunk of glass?
I don't know. That's the problem.
What's wrong, boy?
It's not a crystal ball. It all came together in my head. What the conspirators had mentioned losing. The strange perspective of the manuscript. It's a lens.
Ah, yeah. I guess a lens could look spherical.
Have you talked to Nijo?
Nijo? He's the youngster on that junk stand, right? Yeah, we've met him. He's a smart kid. Speaks 4 languages, and he's never had a day's formal education. He should go far. Kept trying to peddle garbage on us, though.
You're not going to find much worthwhile around here.
Is it the husband?
I know that, and you know that.
This is the husband, yeah.
Try telling Pearl. She reckons there's antiquities in them door stands.
You're a long way from home, Dwayne.
Could say the same about you, George.
Me? Well, I'm just sightseeing, that's all.
Without a camera, kinda lags to come all this way and not take pictures. Mind if I take a picture of you, George?
Another one?
What? Why? Ow!
2 snaps.
You could have warned me.
You don't mind, do you, George? The folks back home will be real interested.
But it hurts every time you take a photo of me for some reason.
Yeah, it does.
What exactly do you do, Dwayne?
Didn't I say? Oh, I run a greeting card company. Yep, we're based in Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland? Pearl said you're in Akron.
What was that?
Nothing. Just thinking out loud.
Something's afoot.
Oh, the agents.
Where is your wife, Dwayne?
Pearl? Oh, she's around, looking for bargains.
How long have you been married, Dwayne?
She's
Hell,
around,
must be
directly in front of
30
me
years
behind you.
now.
I just spotted someone.
The guy with the UK apron.
Who does he look like to you guys?
Warren from the
Okay, well, I'll see you
Field
around,
game,
Dwayne.
but
Warren.
Count on
close to
it,
this one.
George.
Exactly. It looks exactly like Warren. Been around these parts, I think. You know Warren.
The stand had kebabs dangling from the canopy. As a marketing device, it lacked something.
I had something satisfying happen gaming-wise recently, or
Yep.
today even. So I've had used to have like a Legend of Zelda 1 when I was little, and played it with my stepbrothers. My stepbrothers made most of the advancements to the halfway mark when I was away, and never really got into it since then. But I've got a little handheld unit that has Zelda 1 to the Game Boy.
That's right.
I got to the point where I've got the full Triforce, so there's only one level left, but that was like a really satisfying. I've never had all of the pieces until recently, and
Nice.
I'm excited to finally knock over this game that has plagued me for a while.
Awesome. It's almost like when you haven't seen a movie, but you've seen heaps and heaps of chunks of the movie, and then
Yeah.
finally watching that movie and putting it all together.
Hi, what's your name, sir?
My name's Warren.
Hello, you buy kebab. Musku.
What do you make of this, sir?
You buy kebab. You buy kebab. Yum, most good.
He sounds like Rocksteady from Ninja Turtles.
I don't remember what he sounds. Well, I don't remember
What do you think of this?
Buy kebab? Come to the...
I had a moment, it was a couple of weeks ago. I was watching these guys review really bad media. So one of them was a cartoon on abstinence that was likely funded by a religious group. But there's this guy, and it was kind of funny because it's the main characters having problems with girlfriends because they're not having sex, and he thinks they should. And then the Scarlet girl of the school comes onto him, and his friend's like, "Oh, you should just." She's eager for it, and like they made the joke of like, during high school, was any person invested in you getting laid at all? Was there any guy that said, "Oh yeah, just go talk to her, man," and then just like that never happens? But that guy's voice, I've got, I know that. And I'm trying to think of what it's from, and it's like very familiar. Looked up the person, and it was Leonardo from the Ninja Turtles. It's like all these roles that I never associated with each other, but Leonardo from the Ninja Turtles, Kaneda from Akira, and that blew my mind that it's the same person on these two completely separate mediums.
Wow.
And then a whole bunch of other ones. And it's like, holy shit, that is Kaneda, and it is Leonardo, and it is, yeah.
It's interesting that so there's a Disney voice actor, Jim Cummings, I think his name is. He does the voice of like Winnie the Pooh, and I think he does like the bad guy in Goof Troop as well, from memory. Anyway, it was found out a year or two ago that he was actually Pete. Yeah, that's the one. He's actually an awful person, but not in the way you think. Apparently he was, I don't know, arrested or charged or whatever for hurting animals. So, bit of a
That's
shitbag.
like a DMX thing.
I didn't know about DMX thing.
I participated in dogfighting rings.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which really changes his songs, considering he barks during his songs. Progressively in his
weird.
songs.
I'm not going to tell you what Jim Cummings apparently did. Leave that to the imagination or just forget about it. But yeah, we'll leave it there. Tissue time.
I'd value your opinion on this, sir.
Nah, you buy kebab. None?
I'd value your opinion on this, sir.
Nah, you buy kebab. None?
Oh, repeated sentence. Okay.
Hey,
Does
Lieutenant
this mean
Andy?
anything to you?
No, you buy kebab.
I'd value your opinion on this, sir.
Nah,
Andy,
you buy kebab.
welcome
Nah?
in, buddy. How you doing? Everyone, Andy is a fellow Rocksmith streamer as well. He's a quite good on the guitar.
What do you make of this, sir?
You buy kebab. You buy kebab. Yum, most good.
So yeah, we just Thursday nights, Thursday for me. We just go through point and click adventure games. Myself and my cousin Steve over here. There's a little rat fellow.
Hey.
And yeah, welcome in and relax, sit down and watch some adventuring.
What do you think of this?
Buy kebab. Come to the...
What do you make of this, sir?
You buy kebab. You buy kebab. Yum, most good.
Can't believe how much that guy looks like Warren though. Maybe not so much here, but here definitely.
Well,
What game's
goodbye.
Warren from, by the way?
Have a nice day.
Most good.
It was a fighting game that was ranked in the ranking of fighters, I guess, before Jeff left Giant Bomb.
I don't think I watched. Oh, yeah, I think I only watched probably the first half of those.
Yeah. Hey. Oh, geez. This is just Jafar from Aladdin.
Yeah.
Muruba! Hello, sir!
It's like he's about to shank us.
Well, surely he would want to shake my hand or look at my soiled tissue, right?
Does this mean anything to you? Yes, carpets, yes?
Does this mean anything to you?
Yes, carpets, yes?
Okay, same line. How about this one?
What do you think of this? Hello, sir. Lovely carpets.
Does this mean anything to you?
Yes, carpets, yes? What do you think of this? Hello, sir. Lovely carpet.
Thompson Psycho, what was the hand signal in that FMV game? Was it just the devil horns, or was it like hand? It was like this, wasn't it? Something like this. Does this mean anything to you?
What do you think of this? Hello, sir. Lovely carpet.
Yeah. What a great game that was. I think it was only the first part of a larger series, right? But I don't think they made the sequels.
What do you think of this? Hello, sir. Lovely carpet.
What do you think of this?
Lovely carpets. Yes.
It's a weird conversation.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
Ah!
That's
Give to me! Give to me! Alamut!
I just took it.
Ooh.
Oh,
Secret club.
Nice.
Many beneficent greetings, my most fortunate possible friend.
Huh? Do I know you, mister?
No, no, and again I say, no. But, my friend, do you not see our mutual good fortune in this meeting?
How frank do you want me to be?
You are a traveler, yes?
Boy, you must be the world's greatest detective.
No, I am told that is Sherlock Holmes of the big forehead and slipper full of shag. I, as contrast, am world's greatest luxury taxi driver.
I can see where this is going.
I am Ultar, taxi driver and luxury guide per excellent.
Almost
Yes.
over.
This I had to hear.
Where does your heart desire to go? Simply mention the name to your obedient servant, and we shall fly there, swift as the eagle.
Oh, well, I don't really want to leave Marib yet, but I'm sure that if I do, you'll be the first to know.
Is good. You know where you want to go, you come to Ultar.
Thanks. See you around, Oltar.
Be having a pleasant day, full of shining experiences and happiness, my friend.
Nice.
Remember, or did you see or remember a documentary called Dark Side of the Moon?
All I know is the Pink Floyd album.
Okay. There's a documentary released about how the moon landings were fake. And it had a lot of credence because it had former like chairperson of the NASA and like former whatever the high up guy name is of the CIA talking about the cover up. And it was released on April Fool's, but it was released on April Fool's Day. But it landed, in terms of a prank, it landed hard on a lot of people who would like call radio shows afterwards and go, "Oh, did you see that like the thing, the moon landing was all fake?" And it's like,
and that was another Steve fact.
Dickhead, but also it's one of those ones that starts off semi-reasonable and just gets more absurd as things go on. There's a few little things like and that's the thing, they must like turned it off when the credits rolled, because as the credits are rolling, they cut back to like the NASA director looking through the script, and he goes, "Where do you guys come up with this shit?" So you'd have to turn it off at the credits to not see that bit and just go, "Oh yeah, the NASA guy admitted to it." But it just got absurd. So they refer to Hasidic Jews as acidic Jews. There's a bit where the actors that they got to play the astronauts went to hiding because they feared for their lives, and they hid on Vietnam, and they'd researched the local community there, the rural town, so they got even the accents perfect, not just Vietnamese accents, but this particular rural region they got perfect. But the Vietnamese people knew they were foreigners because two of them were white and one of them was African American. But they Otherwise, they blended in perfectly, and the whole Vietnam War was started to try to get those astronauts out of Vietnam. So it just goes really absurdist.
Right.
And it got a lot of people, despite the fact that it goes absurd and is on April Fool's Day. It got a lot. It took in a lot of people.
That's kind of like that kind of stuff is dangerous because the flat earthers will just grab onto that and just go nuts with it.
That's the thing. I think that's the remnants of people
12.
that fall for it end up being ones that, I guess, stick to their guns, like flat earthers. There's people, that stick to their guns when things like that come out as fake.
Even if I'd wanted to spit, my mouth was too dry.
A spittoon's a real thing. Surely that's a mythical thing. No one's going around spitting into a container on the floor, surely. Maybe
Hi,
tobacco.
nice club you've got here. I was wondering if you could help me. What? I mean, I beg your pardon? I'm sorry, but I don't understand.
No surprise there, alrighty. He says sorry, but he not speak English.
But he didn't say anything.
He not have tongue.
No tongue? What happened?
It was bet.
And he lost.
He won. You should see other chappie. Oh, yes.
It's so weird. Even his portrait, right?
There wasn't much point in trying to launch an in-depth conversation when I couldn't speak Arabic and he couldn't speak. Period.
Okay, that's fine.
Damn, the door's locked. I'm sorry? Did you say something?
He say you not to go in toilet. Read sign, matey.
Matey?
It lose something in translation.
Yeah, chewing tobacco isn't a thing here. I don't think... Geez, where would you even buy chewing tobacco, Steve? I wouldn't even know. Maybe one of those little...
Tobacconist?
Pop-up stands, yeah. That sell those bongs and lighters in the malls.
I guess those are replaced it. There used to be the actual tobacco shops, which I assume is where you'd go for that kind of stuff. They're probably dead and probably replaced by the bong shops.
By staring hard at the notice and squinting, I discovered I couldn't understand a word of it.
Trying to think, there's something to do. There's been another point and click where there's like spittoons, but you grab items from them, like someone's dropped something in them, and you have to pick it up.
Oh, gross.
Must have been something else then, because I remember that.
Hello
I remember
again,
that being multiple times
Praise
you do
be
that.
to Allah. I am blessed with your bountiful presence once more.
Holy shit, we've got a lot of stuff to talk to him about now. Oh, I guess because it was like a cutscene conversation, not an actual conversation.
Okay.
What about sick vapes? I don't know where to get a vape from either. It's not my thing.
What do you think of this plaster?
Not much there. Not enough to make tasteful garden gnome, for example.
How about a really small garden gnome?
Ultar not think so.
Yeah, it's interesting we still have the plaster of Paris as well. Multi-use.
Have you seen this man before?
Oh, most certainly. Was here only yesterday.
Here? Yesterday? My God, he's close.
Yes, he was asking a lot of questions, just like you.
What did he ask about?
He asked about American called Stoby.
Stobart?
Yes, Stobart.
Oh,
you know
that's
him.
us.
The killer knew my name. What else did he ask about?
He asked about German man called Klobner.
I tried to remember the name of the man the conspiracy had lost in Syria. Was his name Klausner?
Sure, that is what Ultar said. Klausner. I told this man in the picture, Klausner wanted to go up to Bull's Head.
Hold on, he wanted to go where?
Bull's Head. Big hill, 10 mile out of town. Maybe 60.
When was that?
Oh, maybe a week ago.
Okay, I just looked it up and I remembered it. A game called West of Loathing. It's like a western, but it's all stick figure graphics.
Oh, okay.
And I remember it. So there's the first time you do it, there's like a spittoon, and you go looking at spittoon, and the character's like, "That's gross," to like you as the fourth wall thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you go look in spittoon. Oh, there's something in the spittoon that's like grab thing. And it's like, that's just gross. And if you say grab thing again, it's like, well, okay. And then it's got this descriptive thing of you lowering your hand in the thing and the being awful spit still covering it, whatever you pick up.
That's the same thing.
And then you do it a second time, and the person's like, "Really? Like, no, you don't want to do that again." And it's like, "No, pick up the item." And I think by the fourth or fifth time, it's the dollar keeps changing. So it's like, "Are you effing serious?" Like it reacts to you constantly doing it.
Do you remember in yeah, it was in Book of Unwritten Tales before this that we told this guy about his zombies, and he was so disgusted with zombies that he would spit every time he said it, and we had to dig a little hole and collect his spit. Adventure games, I tell you. All right, tissue time.
What does this grease paint stained tissue mean to you?
Nothing. Why? What does grease paint stained tissue mean to you?
Also, the Monkey Island 2 were carrying around paper with someone else's spit on it for like quite a large section of that game.
Yeah, that's right.
Even after we used the spit, we still had the remnants of spit on the piece of paper.
That's gross. Yeah, that's right.
Green foamy spit too.
Daily Beans in Florida, and Florida's been hit hard. I saw a video today actually where I had a guy who was looking at a door, and the pressure behind the door was so great. It was like one of those emergency doors with the bar along the center. It was so great that the door exploded and all the water came through, just like in the movies where it's just the entire door frame of water.
Shake my hand, Ultar.
Ha ha! Remind me of thing that happened month ago. Maybe 6. Man come up to Ultar, say, "Shake hands, Ultar." But man have electric buzz thing in his hand. Ha ha! Oh, we laughed. Then I broke his arm.
I was going to say, I
didn't
thought
think
it was going to be then I
electrocuting the
stabbed
big
him.
Syrian was a good idea. This is a key for lifting manhole covers.
You carry some strange stuff with you, mister.
That's true.
I wonder what happened if
Maybe
we chose
not.
that first.
Which one? Oh, it'd probably say the same thing.
Yeah, because do they just assume that you know, just like that, you would have gone systematically through it?
What do you think of this?
Is gadget.
It's a blood pressure gauge.
Blood pressure gauge. Is what Ultar said.
That's true, he did say that.
What do you think of this ball?
Is most splendid, mister.
Okay, we have... Start with this.
What can you tell me about this Bull's Head Hill?
Is most magnificent. Lovely views. Worth visiting. Yes, by indeedity.
How do I get there? No. Let me guess.
You need fine luxury guide to take you there in air-conditioned taxi.
Woe is me. Where can I find such a guide?
And Ultar is most luxurious guide for most literally some way.
Doesn't
in
even
any
have any
direction.
shoes.
Gee willikers, lucky old me.
Are you desirous of my pleasant and luxuriant
I think
service?
they're knee-high boots, aren't they?
Oh, I don't know. Thought there was some toesies in there. Maybe not.
Slightly darker.
No, I think I'll be
Yes, they
hanging
do
around the
curve like
village for a
toes.
while yet.
As you desire, oh mister. Rest assured, however, that Ultar is ready to transport you to Bull's Head as quick as a lickety
like
split.
that
Yes.
G.I. Joe character. Was it like, is it a helmet or is it hair?
I tell you what though, like if he doesn't have shoes, if it's that timeline where he's not wearing shoes, driving without shoes is the worst feeling. Like I don't know if you guys have ever done it, but like just like reversing the car out is enough to go, this is just disgusting. No one wants to do that.
Do you know anything about the Templars?
Of course.
Yes? What can you tell me?
Great she-bop band of the 60s.
No, that's not really...
Who put the bop in the bop, 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 bop?
Yeah, eternal questions. Could you tell me what that sign means?
It's a door stay shut until brush come back. Signed, the management.
Oh, well, what does that mean?
Manager buy lovely new toilet brush, leaves it by wash basin for 10 minutes. Come back, it been stolen. Not even out of wrapper. He damn cross. Lock up toilet and say, nobody use fine pristine toilet until brush given back. We say, what we do till then, eh? He say, Cross legs and use superior willpower.
And that's what you've been doing?
No. Ultar use bucket.
Ugh.
Have you met the American couple?
Have Ultar met them? Have Ultar met them? Yes, Ultar have met them.
And?
They most ungenerous. Ultar offer to show them wonders of countryside. They say, is there anything ancient? Ultar say, yes, of course. Nature is ancient. They say, no, anything ancient made by men. And Ultar say, have you seen Taxi? Fan belt older than Ozymandias.
That's a good one, Ultar.
But they gone.
Move the seat a little bit closer. Yeah, there's just something about your arch. The arch of your foot just feels weird. I don't know. I don't advise it.
What do you know about the kebab seller?
A most miserable man. Ultar say, cheery up, matey mate. It might never happen. And he say, shut up, Ultar.
Fancy that.
Not at all. Arto has face like the drizzle that falls on the midweek afternoon. Whatever that is.
What do you make of that boy in the market, Nejo?
Nejo? Ha! Ayub's boy is too big for sandals. I speak splendid English and he laugh. He say, Ultar, you big ox, you split infinitive. I say, I split your head if you stay still long enough. Ha 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 ha! Ho 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 ho! Pretty funny, yes?
Hilarious. You should be on cable.
He reminds me of I don't know if you've seen the latest season of Stranger Things, but there's a helicopter pilot in that season, and he reminds me a lot of
100% certified got him.
That's it.
Exactly. Yep.
This place is certainly hard to find.
Oh, yes, it is most exclusive. The membership can be no more than... Kind sir, what would you guess the population of the village to be?
Gee, I don't know, a couple of thousand?
Then I would estimate the membership to be no more than a couple of thousand.
100% Thomas. All right.
See you around, Ultar.
May good fortune follow you, mister.
I actually think I remember this puzzle, so that'll save some time.
In the still air, the smell hung around like bad smells do. In the still air,
Sure, it's here.
Suddenly, I realized the horrific truth. The guy was basting the kebabs with a toilet brush. Well, goodbye. Have a nice day.
Okay. I can see
Most
it.
good.
Oh, it's one of those, you gotta get it right when it's there, I think.
In the still air, the smell hung around like bad smells do.
Well, remember, the toilet brush was pristine. It was still in its wrapper. There is some weird juju about that, though. Like, you don't want to be using a toilet brush, even if it's brand new.
Hi, Nijo.
Hello again, sir. And how may I help you this time?
It's kind of like if you installed a toilet for the first time. So never been used at all. Just completely brand new. And then you lick the inside of the bowl. It's technically clean. It's technically pristine. It's just as clean as anything else. But there's still something in your head that's like, stop that. Like, this is gross.
Yeah, it's the same as if you get a brand new clean tissue and just crunch it. All of a sudden, that has so much power of being so gross. You could put it anywhere and people would be like, oh, it's so gross, even though it's just tissue paper.
Yeah.
Seriously, do you really think this thing's so great?
Take it away, you tempter.
Kitty.
That's not a very friendly cat you got there, Nijo.
No, sir. It is a very unfriendly cat.
Why do you keep it?
Oh, it's not mine. It just rests where it pleases. And today, it pleases to rest there. As Kipling would say, it is a cat that walks by itself.
Fiercely independent.
And it smells.
Oh.
I met an interesting guy earlier, a cab driver.
Ah, that would have to be Utar, a barbaric sort of chap.
Oh, he's not that bad.
You know how he speaks in Pidgin English? That's how he speaks in Arabic too.
That's an interesting concept.
What do you know about that couple?
Oh, they're American.
Is that all?
The chap's a little odd. As for the lady, it's a funny thing. But I get the impression she's a lot cleverer than she's letting on.
Oh.
Who's
She
the
did
guy
see
selling the
something
kebabs?
suspicious, didn't she?
Oh, that's Arto. A miserable blighter to
I
be
think she's one
sure,
of the
sir.
Templars.
He doesn't seem
under
very
the
happy.
skies.
He never is. Day in, day out, a face like a wet Wednesday. Whatever one of those is.
Does he speak any English?
Not cogently, no.
Look, this is going to sound a bit strange, but I need Arto's brush.
What? The brush he bastes the kebabs with?
Yes.
Let me find some dirty postcards for you instead.
Nijo, this is serious. Arto stole that brush he's using from a friend, and I want to get it back.
Perhaps I could help you, old chap. Maybe? Perhaps?
Maybe what? Perhaps what?
I do not wish to seem mercenary, sir, but I am a merchant, and merchants trade.
Merchant? This isn't
mercenaries.
Sears and Roebuck here.
Well, if you're going to be disagreeable...
No, you're right. What would you like?
I seem to recall that you have something that might alleviate my boredom. A globe of delight, a Rubicon spheroid of heavenly pleasure.
You mean the ball, don't you?
A tiny spherular form that barely spans my hand, yet promises hours of amusement.
If you mean the ball, why don't you just say so?
Can I have the ball back, mister?
Ball back? You never had in the first place, kid.
All right, here you go.
Thank you, sir. People say bad things about Americans, but you're okay in my book.
What people? What bad things?
Never mind that now. Remember the brush?
Right, yes, the brush.
All you have to do with Arto is be polite. It lightens his day, makes it all worthwhile for him again.
How can I be polite to the guy when I can't speak a word of Syrian?
Arabic.
That's what I meant.
Simply memorize this phrase. Il ach il kalb.
Il akal kalb.
Close enough. Now, go over to Arto and deliver those honeyed words even unto his delicate ear. He won't be able to do enough for you.
Really?
Really.
That's going to be one of the worst
So long,
insults.
Nijo.
But
Toodle
the
pip,
fact that we
sir.
do it is going to impress him. He's going to get angry, and then the fact that we did it is going to impress him and go, "Oh, you've got good balls to say something like that."
Let's save it here. Syria 2. Back in Syria. Oh. Back.
I looked up what Warren is from. A game called Deadly Moves, apparently.
That sounds right.
It's on the Genesis and Super Nintendo, but I can't see it on Vim's layer.
Hello again, sir.
Hello. Kebab? Yes?
Il
Oh, it's that guy. I
akul
thought it was
kalb?
the guy in the club, the
Filthy.
notice guy.
Bad. I'll kill you.
Whoa, calm down. I just... Feet, do your thing.
Oh, that's a little bit, yeah, I don't know about that.
Hello again, sir.
Filthy. Bad.
Okay, I'm going.
Oh, maybe Old
go into the
Nijo got the brush for us when he tried to kill me. Yeah, he's not too happy, eh? I'd love to know what the translation means.
What the heck did you tell me to tell him?
Patience, sir.
Patience? Patience? I've been chased by a homicidal kebab seller, and you expect me to be patient?
But consider, sir, while you were running from the irate Arto wasn't using the brush.
Hold on. Are you telling me that I've been used as a diversionary tactic?
Your brush, sir.
Hell yeah.
I can't believe that you put me on that kebab seller's death list for a toilet brush.
The ends justify the means, sir.
Yeah, but I noticed it wasn't your butt that was on the line, though.
They also serve who only stand and wait, sir.
Oh, spare me.
But then the kid didn't profit from it, so it's not that bad.
You get a ball out of it.
Thanks for getting the brush and risking my life to do it.
Anytime. Glad to be of service.
So long, Nijo.
Toodle pip, sir.
Toodle pip. Alright, let's take the toilet brush back to the club.
There wasn't much point in trying to launch an in-depth conversation when I couldn't speak Arabic and he couldn't. Hello again, Ultar.
Praise be to Allah. I am blessed with your bountiful presence once more.
What does Il Akal Kalb mean?
Who teach you that?
Nejo told me to say it to Arto.
And Arto come after you with big knife, yes?
Yeah. How did you know?
I know Arto. You tell him in bad Arabic that his kebab's made from dog meat.
I said he was using dog food? No wonder he went crazy.
No. Ultar not mean meat for dog. Ultar mean meat of dog.
Oh. Ew. Look, I've got the toilet brush back.
You man of action, all righty. Don't just wave at me. Give to manager.
See you around, Ultar.
May good fortune follow you, mister.
But now the brush is going to look like it's got poop in it or something because of all the basting it's been doing.
Here's your brush, sir. It wasn't easy getting it back.
It's like a fake mustache attached with string or something.
Yeah.
The manager took the brush from me, gave me the toilet keys as my reward, and stomped off. What was all that about?
Manager, he say, bah, look at state of this. Need much cleaning in detergent before go around my, you bend.
He said all that?
Body language account for much, you know. Oh, yes, indeedy.
All right.
I knew the door was locked. I'd need the key to get in there.
It's interesting that he just doesn't get it out of his pocket. What? Looks a bit like Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, on that angle.
Have you ever used one of these toilets before, Steve?
I think once. When I was very little.
I hadn't drunk anything since the morning, and I didn't need to use it. It was a roller towel dispenser. It was a roller...
Those things must be gross. Wouldn't they be?
Or is it a real towel rather than paper towel?
Yeah, and it's just in one big loop.
That is, yeah, that does sound gross.
I see them in. Must be American because I see them in movies. But the concept seems gross.
I've never seen it before. Anything else in here?
I hadn't drunk anything, and I thought the French had strange toilets.
Ooh.
You get to take the whole disgusting towel.
Yep. Like those bathrooms that have like carpeted floors.
I don't think I've seen that.
You don't remember Tom from childhood? His family had forest green carpeted floors in the bathroom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Hello again, Ultar.
Praise be to Allah. I am blessed with your bountiful presence once more.
Look, I've got the keys to the toilet.
Is this
Shout outs to Tom.
life goal thing I read in GQ?
What does this toilet chain mean to you?
You got brush back so you could steal chain? You sure strange cookie, mister, yes?
Look what I've got. The towel from the toilet.
What do you want with towel?
Well, I don't know yet, do I?
You sure a funny bod. Run around, collect things.
Funny bod.
Well, I still don't have any cash on me, American or otherwise.
Oh, unfortunate, most extreme. The delights of the Bull's Head Hill then must wait, I fear.
See you around, Ultar.
May good fortune follow you, mister.
Socks with sandals? In
Wisconsin.
Syria? I wonder if... I don't know if this will work. But... chain? Maybe with the cat?
Like the towel with the cat. Oh.
Oh, shit.
What happened then? There was something with a ball.
He was throwing the ball, but... I don't think that was related.
Hi, Nijo.
Hello again, sir. And how may I help you this time?
How about a toilet chain?
What does this toilet chain mean to you?
Are you building a bathroom in easy installments?
That's pretty good, actually.
Do you recognize these keys?
No.
No way. So long, Nijo.
Toodle pip, sir.
The things he doesn't show people are really arbitrary. Look at this greasy handkerchief. It's like, oh no, I don't think I should show him that.
Hi there, Dwayne. Hi there, George. How
Hiya,
can I help
Georgie.
you, young fella?
Here I have a washroom towel. Yes? No, that's it. Here I have a washroom towel.
Oh, I was expecting a magic trick or something.
I've got the keys to a toilet here.
Executive washroom?
Not exactly. What does this toilet chain mean to you?
It means that somewhere somebody can't flush the toilet.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you think of this?
Looks like the kind of thing Pearl might be interested in. Not old enough, though.
not old enough. Okay, we'll keep that in mind.
Have you met Ultar?
Almost luxurious air-conditioned taxi ride, mister.
Yeah, the cabbie.
Tried to pull a bunco on us. Take us on a wild goose chase off into nowhere.
Have you ever heard of a hill called the Bull's Head?
Can't say as I have. Where's that?
I don't know. I'm trying to find out.
Bull's Head, huh? I must remember that. Sounds scenic.
Actually, remember when we first got here, we asked him if bulls are a thing around here? And he goes, no idea.
Yeah.
I guess that's what they meant by that.
Have you had any dealings with the kebab seller?
Absolutely not. Pearl's already had one attack of Montezuma's revenge.
What does that mean? Is that like
Okay, well, I'll see you around, Dwayne.
Yeah,
Count
yeah.
on it, George.
I mean, it looks like some sort of character called Montezuma.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Oh.
The grease paint had worked magic. Now it looked like aged marble instead of cheap plaster.
Hell yeah, we used the grease paint for once. Hey, Dwayne.
Hi there, Dwayne.
Hi there, George. How can I help you, young fella?
Oh,
What do you think of this?
Good gravy. Looks old.
Yeah, I had to turn this town upside down.
It's not the same
Boy,
one you just saw a second
your
ago.
leg's better than ours. Looks Roman.
I wouldn't know.
What'll they say back home? How much do you want, George?
Oh, I couldn't. It's the find of a lifetime. I mean,
$50. Take it or leave it.
I'll take it. Here you go.
And
50
here
bucks.
you go.
Thanks for the money, Dwayne. This'll come in real handy.
I ought to be thanking you for finding this Roman statuette.
Just think about that for a second. We found a dirty tissue in the sewers of Paris, and we've carried it all the way to Syria just to rub it on some statue. It's pretty good.
That is not a
adventures
good
are still
idea.
useful.
Okay, well,
yeah, it
I'll
looks like
see you around,
Montezuma's
Dwayne.
Revenge.
Count on it, George.
So, kind of, there's multiple things that kind of don't make sense. So, Montezuma's Revenge is the Mexican version of barley belly, which is
Oh.
diarrhea from bacteria strains from food that the locals are immune to. So, barley belly and deli belly apparently is another thing. So, Australians usually have referred to ones in like Indonesia and Thailand as barley belly. But it's not, it's just diarrhea from local food. But it's Mexican, which they're not in Mexico, so it doesn't apply. But the etymology is kind of dark, because Montezuma was the last Aztec ruler before the empire was conquered by the Spanish, and so the condition is seen as retribution for the slaughter and enslavement of the Aztec people.
Wow.
Which is then also kind of weird and almost disrespectful of this being some sort of retribution, spiritual retribution, and all it is diarrhea. It's kind of messed up. Well, I know it just doesn't sit well for me.
Hello again, Ultar.
Praise be to Allah. I am blessed with your bountiful presence once more.
I wonder how much $50 American is to Syria.
About Bull's Head Hill.
Are you desirous of seeing this most splendid place?
Well, maybe.
A terrific bargain. Only 50 of your Yankee bucks.
50, huh?
Sure.
Okay, it's a deal. Here's the cash.
Ah, most splendid. As you say, the cash price moolah is correct. Mister, we make with haste.
Where exactly is your taxi? Because the only vehicle I can see around here is an aging Army surplus truck.
Yes?
Ah, okay. I'll be along in a minute. It didn't seem right to take off with the toilet keys, so I left them on the bar.
Coward.
We still stole the chain and the towel, though.
Yes,
So
we
we
did.
returned the keys.
That was a fair... Do we still have the chain and the towel? Yeah, we do.
It was a length of coarse gray toweling from the toilet at the Club Alamut.
It's so weird. Oh.
The merchant was selling fruit. I decided I might have some later.
When was the last time, Steve?
Hello again, Ultar.
You bought fruit from a
His
vendor?
most splendid and adventurous client.
It'd be years from an actual vendor.
Hmm.
Just because, yeah, generally haven't. I've been in a household where someone else gets for groceries, including fruit.
Mm-hmm. We bought dried fruit from a vendor in Japan before going to the aquarium. So we had these dried mangoes that were delicious. It was so good.
Okay.
Is this any use to you?
My friend, the very thing, yes!
Ultar took the towel from me, cut it in two lengthways, and gave me half back. With his half, he did the kind of fan belt replacement that's normally done with stockings.
Now, if I knot the ends together, so... Serviceable, yes? Very serviceable indeed.
Stockings might work on a Bentley, but on a truck, the coarse toweling did the job nicely.
Come along, my friend. You want to see the bull's head? Yes?
Sure do. Cutscene.
Last week at work, though, someone did bring... So it's not technically bought from a vendor, but someone brought fresh oranges straight from their farm
Oh yeah.
into work.
Did you eat one?
Yeah.
Lisa rarely ever eats oranges because she says that the shit orange to good orange ratio is too high.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Well, I've had an issue because I didn't eat one in the place. I sort of put one in my bag at the end of the day and ate it at home because my issue is that they're messy.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if you don't eat it with your hands, they're still very messy. Well, like less messy, but still not quite clean as other fruits either.
Yeah, I think bitter's one, but also when they're dry inside, that's the worst. You cut it open and it's just like there's no juice. Ugh. And what little juice a dry orange has is just the shittest juice you've ever had. Bullshit? Yeah.
I could see that crack would make a good anchor point.
This screen, this location reminds me of the dig a little bit.
Ah, yeah. I remember what.
With a flourish, I tied the end of the towel to the stick with a textbook reef knot.
The dig's so good.
I could see that crack would make a good anchor point.
What's great is I learned from Bear Grylls that you could actually genuinely use a twig like this as a anchor point, because the distance, let's just say the crack's like this wide, and you put a thin stick over the top. Because there's only that surface area in the crack, the twig is harder to snap, so it actually holds its weight very well. So there was an episode where he and Will Ferrell went down like a big, huge crevasse, and what they ended up doing is just getting a normal twig, tying the rope, and then digging like a channel over the cliff and just putting it in there. And just because, like, if you were to pick up an inch of twig, for instance, it'd be impossible to snap with your fingers just because it's, you know, it's an inch. The smaller you go, the harder it is to break.
Well, that looked really safe. But I had no choice. I hadn't anticipated going mountaineering when I'd come to Syria.
Science.
A Will Ferrell story is I was listening to a podcast where there was this comic that was being interviewed. It was by Gilbert Gottfried. I forget who the comic was. I think it was like reasonably known, but I forget who it was. But he was talking about there was like an event happening, and a bunch of the comics decided to meet up at this restaurant after the event. They all went back to this restaurant, and he goes, "I've got to go to the toilet." So they entered. The other guy sat down. And he went straight to the toilet. And he said he was sitting in the stall, and he can just hear from the next stall over this person start going, and then like really struggling down to the point where he was going like the over the top, like, "Oh Jesus, oh Jesus, oh Jesus, oh Jesus," and just doing and he's like, "Oh jeez," and he finished up, left, and then a little bit later Will Ferrell walked out. And he goes, "Oh, you here for the thing?" And he goes, "Oh no, I didn't know. Oh, like someone told you we were meeting up here." And he goes, "No, I didn't know you were meeting up." And he goes, so he didn't know there was another comic there. He just knew, like, there's a thing of like you can see from the shadows and hearing. He just heard someone come in, and he put on this performance piece for this random stranger for no reason at all. Just to entertain the other person.
It reminds me a lot of that Bill Murray thing, where
the Central Garden. No, not Central Garden. The Central Park story.
Was it the one where he put his hands over someone's eyes, and when they turned around, he said, "Who would believe you if you told them?"
Yeah, it's that or Tickle 'em is the other one I heard. Where he
it's got a bit of an urban myth about it then. A little bit of facts that deviate. Okay.
Because it was like
I didn't like the idea of putting my hand in there. But hey, what the heck? I was only risking mutilation. No blade took my hand off at the wrist, and no scorpion stung me, for which I was very grateful. But there was something in there, a metal ring, as wide as my hand. Come here! I took a firm hold of the ring. I tried not to think of death traps, and pulled. Whoa there!
That thing reminded me of the dig, because I was thinking, wouldn't it be good if it was a trap and he just sliced his hand off? He had to go the rest of the game with a missing hand.
This is like the Indiana Jones scene. Remember when I was stuck down here and... Hang on.
Around the corner, I found the corpse. Oh my
Shirtless Indiana
God.
Jones.
Klausner? Large as life and twice as dead. I'd hardly had time to accept the fact when I heard the door mechanism start up again.
Exactly.
Oh man, no! The door had slammed shut, trapping me. I had a bad feeling about how Klausner had died.
A 100% certified got him.
The dolly operator went a little crazy then.
Da 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 da.
Whatever had been in the bottle had been drunk. Klausner must have died of thirst and dehydration.
It's actually really, like, detailed. Like Ren and Stimpy looking at their hands.
Bullwhips might be handy for exploring ancient ruins, but they're no use when you're trapped in a cave. Klausner clearly fancied himself as a latter-day Indiana Jones.
There you go. Just name dropped.
I've done more fun things in my life than searching a corpse, but as my life expectancy wasn't great, I figured I should try every new challenge that came my way. I cautiously flicked open the jacket.
What are you buying?
Hey, what's this? I'd found some kind of lens. A very old lens made from a very hard glass. That settled it. The knight on the manuscript had been holding a lens the whole time, not a crystal ball.
Ooh, that flew out. That was like 3D.
No.
If you had your 3D goggles on, you'd be like, "Ah!"
Now, what if he has something in his pants?
There was nothing else in the pouch.
Shall we look for a penis, Steve?
I searched the corpse. No portable phone, no demolition charges, no 5-course meal. You'd think international conspirators would go around better equipped.
Portable phone at this...
I'd searched Klausner once. There was nothing on his body.
Good night, sweet prince. Alright, I'm gonna save it here because I remember some stuff coming up and...
I couldn't think
Well,
of
this has
anything
been
to do
good
with the
with not killing
statue,
him.
apart from scaring small children with it.
Oh no, you said there's deaths in it, didn't you?
There is indeed.
I couldn't take the inscription with me. All I could do was stare at it and try to memorize it. In accidenta cita est in ora mundi. Okay, that would have to do.
There is no way I'd ever remember that. In fact, I've even forgot what it just
Did
said.
you? Yeah, did you? Did you click the drink when you were focused on him?
I did. He mentioned
Okay.
something about it being empty. Whatever was in there, it's
Okay.
already been drunk.
And I'm guessing whatever was in there didn't help with dehydration.
No, not at all.
Possibly made it worse.
I couldn't help but notice faint bloody finger marks on the rock,
Oh, no.
as if somebody had tried to claw their way out. I examined the door carefully, high and low. I looked for levers and rings to pull, panels and buttons to push like in the movies, and found nothing.
I've already clicked it, but maybe we gotta click it again.
I couldn't think of anything to do with the statue,
Was that the three
apart
faces?
from scaring small children with it.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't think of anything. A stone head bearing 3 bearded faces. It was a strange image, but a powerful one, redolent with antiquity and ancient mysteries. The mouth's opening. It must be Ultar. My God, if he comes in, we'll both be trapped. Ultar, don't come in! It's a trap! Stay where you are! You!
Oh, hello.
Hello, Mr. Stobart. We meet in the most unusual places. Please, do not make any sudden moves. I have no desire to maim you.
Did you say maim?
I did. Dead men tell no tales, as you say. And I want to hear everything that you have to tell me.
And what if I don't want to talk?
Then I shall, most regrettably, have to
Continue
kill
with my bad
you.
Peter Lorre
Rest assured,
impersonation.
however, that I am an excellent shot you would not suffer.
Oh, that's good. Believe me, I'm really assured.
It is rather dark in here. I think we should conduct our business outside.
Why should I make myself an easier target?
If I fire at you, Mr. Stobart, I shall hit you even in here. But unfortunately, my marksmanship will suffer. It could be the difference between hitting you in the leg or the groin.
Boy, it sure is hot in here.
No sudden moves, Mr. Stobart.
So this part here was so hard to do on the
Now then,
PlayStation.
Where shall we start?
How about being bosom buddies and you putting that gun away?
Klausner, do you know where he is? Klausner? Who the hell's Klausner? I followed his trail here, as I believe did you.
I never heard of this Klausner guy before. I just asked around about strangers and got lucky.
Luck is a commodity that you are sorely pressed for now, Mr. Stobart. I have been watching you since you arrived in Marib.
You have? I never noticed you.
Precisely my point. You don't know what I know. Please, bear this in mind when answering my next questions. Now, where is Klausner?
Okay, I can't save it, so whatever happens here, we're going to be going back into...
I'm telling you, I never heard of the man, and I don't know where he is. Maybe we can cut a deal.
What is to stop me killing you anyway?
Yep, he's dead. Just around the corner of the cave. You want to look?
I'll take your word for it. How did he die?
Starvation or dehydration by the look of it.
He was caught in this trap you were shouting about. Yes, I suspected as much. The Templars were not ones to give away their secrets lightly. Was there anything else?
Absolutely not.
Well, there is something, I guess, but you can't move it.
Yes? What is it?
It's a treasure map. X marks the spot.
Come now. Do you expect me to believe that?
Yeah, okay. You caught
It's in Last
but round the
Crusade, I
corner,
know that X
there is
doesn't map
something
the
in
spot.
Latin up on the wall.
Latin. Do you remember it, Mr. Stobart?
In accidenta cita est, in ora mundi.
Ah, the
What's
words
Tony?
of Caesar. Yes, that makes sense.
Well, I know that roughly it means to the west, to the edge of the world. But what the heck is that about?
It tells me where the sword of Baphomet lies. Mr. Stobart, I am sure that you are just what you appear to be. A gifted amateur.
Thanks, I think.
But I can no longer tolerate your interference. There is far more at stake than you realize.
So what are you gonna do?
I regret that we must end this here and now. Your only choice now is whether you die like a man.
Finish him!
Dog.
Is there any 4,000 coins of Charon to donate?
Hey, look now. Don't kill me. I've got money. Maybe we can cut a deal.
You disappoint me.
Okay, you're the boss. I'll take my medicine.
I should like to shake your hand.
I can ask some questions.
Hold on, it's not every day a guy gets to die.
Very well.
Give me a minute to prepare myself. Don't I get a last meal?
Hey, we still got the nose.
I needed a plan, but was desperately running out of time.
Yeah.
What?
I'm assuming that was another error.
What, was that not tongs? I thought that was just tongs doing... Really? I thought that was just tongs doing the go to command.
So I heard it.
Yeah, I guess so. Love it.
And it was perfect on you clicking it, so it must have been the game.
Hell yeah. So, that's interesting because the PlayStation version didn't
Luckily,
allow that.
the canopy on Ultar's truck
He
broke my
survived
fall.
this time.
Thank goodness for that.
The worst part of the experience was Ultar's driving.
What about the
jump was
lens?
weird.
Is it still in one piece?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's good to see you again, Josh.
Really? Well, I have to say, I'd have enjoyed Syria a lot more if you'd been there.
I wouldn't have been much help. Anyway, you did just fine on your own.
Oh, George.
Yeah, so in the
So you picked up
PlayStation
what
one,
you just threw out.
you actually had to go into your inventory, select the buzzer, like drag the buzzer out and then highlight over him. And because on the controller on the PlayStation, you didn't have, there wasn't even analog sticks, it was just the D-pad. So you had to go, and there was sort of no acceleration to move up there. And it took me, I reckon I must have died like 6 or 7 times. But we got to use the buzzer. That's good.
Maybe not. Have you any idea what this lens might be used for?
As a magnifying glass, obviously.
We're gonna have to look at that map again.
This is the tool I used to get into the sewers.
She's so sick of that tool.
Yes, you showed me before.
Hey, Nico, shake hands with me.
No chance, Buster.
Maybe not. I brought you a present from Syria.
Oh, George, you shouldn't have bothered. What is it?
This.
A necklace. It's rather heavy.
Ethnic craftsmanship at its most rustic.
Is
Of
it the
course, I love it.
You do?
toilet
It
seat?
will always remind
I
me
think
of
it's
you.
the toilet thing.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Do you want this photograph back?
Yeah.
No, you keep it. I can always make another print.
It's that. I'm Gaten Matarazzo, and this is Prank Encounters. I think that's the name of the show.
No.
Alright.
Just how long have you known Labino?
Andre? We met at college. He helped me out when I was a fresher. Showed me around, that sort of thing.
You never told me that before. I thought he was just a working acquaintance.
So he is. I rarely see him these days. You know, he hasn't changed much. A little lesser at the front, perhaps. I'd forgotten how much fun he could be.
I wasn't looking at the dialogue, so I thought when she said he helped me out a lot, I heard it as something much different.
Oh. Were you being a filth bag, Steve?
I wasn't being a filth bag. It was mistakenly thinking the game was being filthy. Or she was being filthy.
Oh, do we need to... Yeah,
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Okay, so... This is the lens, then? Not a crystal ball?
Okay, so it's different than the mirror. But we did see the three faces.
Three faces is here, yeah. Oh, we'll click on this.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod. A knight with a crystal ball. The knight scroll bears a phrase in Latin. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened. There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has three hideous faces. There's a guy working on a loom.
Hi. Bit of Monkey Island humor.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Okay.
I'd better get back to the quest.
Yeah, exactly. It should update. I reckon if this game was made today, there's like a little tweaks like that. I always love it when there's an adventure game that will always change the dialogue based on things you've done before. And even like games like, I don't know, GTA or whatever it might be. Same sort of thing. If you do X, then it'll know it. Speak to old mate. There he is.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie. Where have you been? Nicole said you were away.
I just returned from Syria.
Syria? On the trail of the Templars?
It's a long story, but I found the bull's head. It was referred to on the manuscript, remember?
Yes. What is it?
A secret cave built into a high cliff face. In the cave, I discovered a map bearing a phrase in Latin. In accidenta sita est in ora mundi.
The island of Britain.
Lies at the edge of the world to the west.
Strange. That map seems to contain a series of pointers.
Like I said, it's a treasure map. Do you recognize this white powder, Andre?
No.
Boy, do I?
Does the guy in this photograph look familiar to you?
No.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing.
Good. I'm glad
I'd like to
he's
shake you
giving-
by the hand, Andre.
Not now, Georgie.
What do you make of this tool?
Interesting. Where did you get it?
From a dig in Paris.
Vraiment? I didn't realize there were any...
We've heard that one before.
No. That is not a good idea. What do you make of this ID card?
Nothing.
Awesome.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
Showing
You're
plaster of
welcome.
Paris and a greasy tissue, but showing blood pressure takeover is like, oh, it's a bit of inappropriate.
Totally. Montfaucon. I don't know what that is. Back to Rougerie.
Hello, George.
I don't want to click that.
We haven't done anything to...
I better get back to the quest.
I thought talking to Andre might sort of spark. Okay. Well, we got Spain. I forgot about that. Let's go there. Did I ever tell you? So you've met her before, Steve. Lisa's friend Kelly. She went to Spain, and I'll wait till this is over because this is a doozy of a story. Very short, but doozy.
Is she the short blonde lady?
No.
Okay.
So
Wasn't a bridesmaid.
No, she wasn't one of our bridesmaids. So anyway, Kelly goes to Spain, and I think it was in the airport as she got off the plane. A guy goes up to her and says, "Welcome to Spain," and spat in her face.
I don't know why I laughed at that.
It's so absurd. It's so gross. Like it's burned up here now.
I'm no student of architecture, but the little building looked old. I wondered if it was some sort of summer house.
Oh, you know what? I should have played this. One moment. If it's story time, there's a sound alert that goes along with story time. Just go into it.
What is Baltimore Tell Us a Story?
There you go. Done. You wouldn't have heard that, Steve, but that's okay. I don't know what happened after. That's where the story suddenly was ended immediately. Like, yeah. This guy looks a bit like Mo Sislak.
Hi, is this the De Vasconcelos house?
Walked right through the stream.
I could tell the old coot was going to be trouble. My name's George Stobart. I was wondering whether...
The house is not open to the public.
This is the De Vasconcelos house.
And what business is that of yours, senor?
Look,
like
all I want is to speak to the head of the household.
There is no household. Only the Countess and myself.
I think that's a shadow, Tongs. Oh, you mean through the actual hose?
What do you think of this?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, that's it.
Walked right through the stream and I was getting to a talking position.
Loved it.
If I was hawking medical supplies, I can think of better places to hawk them. This lab pass mean anything to you?
Nothing.
Have you ever seen a lens like this before?
No, senor. Never.
Oh, I think I remember this bit, actually.
Do you know what this is?
See, I have a similar tool for opening culverts on the estate.
Would you like to shake hands?
I do not think so, senor.
Look at this tissue.
It's a tissue with some greasy muck on it.
Sure is.
Yes, that's right. Do you recognize this man?
No.
Have you got any use for a fistful of plaster?
No.
Fistful of Plaster would be a good band name.
What do you know about the Templars?
Who wants to know?
Are you angling for a bribe or something?
You have nothing that I want, senor, except the pleasure of your absence.
The guy was obviously protecting the Countess against the whole world. But why? Tell me about the Countess de Vasconcelos.
She doesn't receive guests. That's all you need to know.
You don't even know what I have to talk to her about.
She hasn't won the lottery, has she?
Yes.
Yeah. That's it. The Countess has won the lottery, and I'm here to give her the check.
Marvelous. May I see it?
No. No, I have to deliver it to her in person.
The Countess doesn't do the lottery.
Oh, for crying out loud. Why'd you lead me on, then?
To amuse myself. To make you look a fool. To make you go away.
What's that from, Tongs? That rings a bell. It's on the tip of my
I'll be
tongue.
going for now.
Adios, senor.
A 100% certified got 'em.
That's it. Yay, look at us. Basking in the water.
I didn't like the idea of carrying 30 yards of hose around me, so I left it alone.
Also, that 30 yards of hose is being held by someone else who will probably beat the shit out of us.
I thought you were going to do a dirty joke then, Steve, about already walking around with 30 pounds of hose. You filth bag for thinking that.
A 100% certified got 'em.
Oh, yeah.
Shit hose, mate.
Yeah.
My hose has stopped.
Yeah?
See, my hose never stopped.
Fuck off, Steve!
Well, I'm sorry to hear it. It's
Thanks,
always
Badger.
sad when an old tradition comes to an end.
Did you have anything to do with it?
Well, I'm shocked. I'm mortified. How could you think such a thing?
Very easily, senor. Very easily. I'm going to find out why my hose has stopped. And that means going into the house. You are not, absolutely not, to go in the house. If you do go in the house, I will set the dogs on you.
Sounds like a challenge, good sir.
Hose doesn't work because it's got a cock ring on its base.
Oh! This Steve guy, guys.
I didn't do the first filthy thing. That was completely on you.
The armor was about my size. I had a mental vision of putting it on and clanking off to see the Countess, with the gardener hanging hopelessly on the outside trying to stop me. Apart from being stupid and unworkable, it was a great plan.
Hey, you. I know you are there, American. All right, you dogs. I'm coming.
Just like Agent 47 would do.
Madre Dia, who are you?
My name's George Stobart. I'm sorry to burst in like this.
You must leave at once. You're not wanted here.
Please, if you just listen a minute.
Very well. State your business, Senor Stobart.
There's been a series of murders, part of some conspiracy. Anyway, the trail led me here.
Here? There is nothing for the outside world here.
Over 600 years ago there was.
What do you mean?
This whole thing ties in somehow with the Knights Templar.
The Knights Templar are dust.
They had a secret that was so important, they went to a lot of trouble to hide it.
I do not see what this has to do with my family.
Your family had a strong connection with the Templars, right? I believe that they have planted some clues here.
Why should I believe a complete stranger who barges into my home?
Just let me have a look around. If I find nothing...
You'll be spending the night at the police station. Very well. Please, sit down.
Okay, cool. To Psycho's quote there, I had recorded that episode. It's a great episode. I'd recorded that episode on VHS, and I would rewind and play that bit so often because I think it is the funniest. Like, that there is comedic genius. I love that line so much.
You use it on something? Like, do we have a Jignicum? Was that one of the emotes? Voice emotes?
I think I made that, yeah, because we used to make... Oh, I did. I don't know about you, but I used to make those... They were called RTS, real talk something. I think you'd hold Alt and hit the F keys, and it would play a WAV file. And yeah, you're right, Steve. I had that as a WAV file, and I'd play that as well. Obsessed. It was like 1996 or something, 97, something like that. I can't remember.
No. That is not a good idea. That is not a good idea.
What's that?
Is that clock fucked up? Because instead of going tick tock, it goes tick tock tock, tick tock tock.
Yeah, it does sound busted. You just reminded me of something. There was a TV show or a game or something about a month ago where I can't remember exactly what it was, but they designed it so it'd creep you out. So instead of saying tick tock, it would go tock tick, and it's enough for it to be different for you not to feel comfortable. Does that make sense?
I don't know, 'cause I thought
no.
the ticks and the tocks are usually evenly spaced.
Yeah, it was the way it was done. Maybe I'm not explaining it very well, but yeah.
No.
These aren't graying out. That's really annoying. I'm gonna... let's zap her.
No. No way. No way.
Okay, so she doesn't want anything apart from the sewer tool.
The regular model doesn't match the portrait. But she's leaning against the hand, and her portrait, she's straight.
True.
I know your family is involved with the Templars, but I don't know how.
You should be asking how my family were involved, Senor Stobart. The Templars ceased to exist centuries ago, and as for De Vasconcelos, the line dies with me.
I'm sorry.
Don't be.
Okay, whatever happened almost 700 years ago. So, if the Templars left any clues, they're going to be in stuff that dates back to the early 14th century.
Obviously.
So, what do you have around here that's early medieval?
Early medieval. Let me think. Well, the house is relatively modern, a scant 3 centuries old. Or, of course, the chess set.
That chess set is over 600 years old? It must be worth a fortune.
Indeed it is. Not that I would part with it, of course.
No, I wouldn't either. That's the sort of thing that gets handed down to your children. Sorry.
Its value is less than you might think. The set is not complete. One of the pieces is a modern replacement. As to the original, it was lost a long time ago.
Have to find that
Nobody
piece.
has any idea where it is?
No. The children had it when they were taken.
Children? What children?
All in good time, Senor Stobart.
Interesting. When I went to the British Museum, they actually had the oldest chess set in the UK. That was still looked amazing, actually, but that was like several hundred years old as well.
May I examine the chess set?
Certainly, but do not move any of the pieces.
Okay, thanks. Close up, the modern piece stood out like a sore thumb. There was something else odd about the set. All of the original pieces had irregular bases.
My lady, I have to warn you, there's a...
Not
You! Why, I'll feed you to the dogs.
Lopez, what have I told you about feeding intruders to the dogs?
But, my lady...
Never without my permission.
We did,
Senor Stobart, if I find that you're wasting my time, you will be fed to the dogs. Now, I want to show you something interesting. Follow me.
Bogman was actually near that. Good old Bogman.
Lopez, unlock the door, por favor. This is the only remaining structure on the estate contemporary with the Templars.
Nice. What is it, a summer house?
A mausoleum, Senor Stobart.
Oh.
Come with me.
Hey, senor.
Yeah?
I do not know what you have told my lady to be shown these favors. but I do not trust you.
You've got nothing to worry about. Aren't you coming in?
No, the dead do not interest me. My garden is a living thing. I will be there.
It's like Kathy Rain. Remember the mausoleum in that?
This is old.
It was constructed in the 13th century as the final resting place for the De Vasconcelos Templars.
It's well maintained.
These are my ancestors, and they deserve respect. I come here
I wonder what we're gonna do
once
here.
a week to say a prayer for them.
Mind if I have a look around?
By all means.
How many can we defile before we leave? That reminds me, for those that saw the found footage episode last Saturday, do you remember that? Oh my gosh, it was so disturbing, and it stuck in my mind a bit. Where the guy had that, like the guy from it was 2,000 years ago or whatever it was, had the goop on him, and the goop preserved him, so he was half skeleton, half alive, because the goop was half on him, and his eyeball was moving and stuff, and he was sort of groaning. So disturbing. It was cool though. Really cool.
The mausoleum contained 5 tombs for 5 of the Knights Templar, man-size in marble.
There's a spot missing. I don't know if that's significant, or if it's just graphics.
Which one?
It's hard to do. There's a spot missing, but I don't know if it's
This
just
here.
graphics. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess because there's not a maybe that's where she'll go.
Hanging from the ceiling was a huge yellowed candle. It looked really old and had never been lit.
Do you have matches?
Now what? There was nothing to snuff. Feeling like an idiot, I put it down again.
Candle snuffer.
On removing the Bible, I found a pattern on the lectern top. Hey! It's a checkerboard!
We don't play checkers.
A big statuette of the Virgin Mary kept an eye on the place. Close up, I could see that the pattern was made up of glass squares over a checkerboard pattern.
Oh, we have to do the queen, place 8 queens.
Are we gonna have an actual put the piece puzzle? That's gonna be...
Close up, I could see that the pattern was made up of glass squares over a checkerboard pattern.
Like, maybe we'll go back upstairs and put the pieces in the right order and it'll unlock a clock or something. Maybe that clock that's busted. I don't know. Soon find out.
I went
May I
through
ask
some
you
tests
something?
recently.
You may
I
ask.
just looked up cheats just to see all the stuff. So anyone hasn't played it, 7th Guest is a old-fashioned. It's a horror game that's based on you doing puzzles, one puzzle each room, and it plays these ghosts of what happens. Yeah, so one of them was the 8 Queens problem, but there is a one that was worse than that. It was one that it's like, oh yeah, I remember this one, you can easily do this. And I ended up looking up the cheat because I thought, I don't know how I had the patience to do this. It was to do with bishops, not queens, but that was even worse because it's like, I sort of remember it you just progress with it because there's only certain combinations you can do and you just gotta keep massaging it until it sorts out. And I had to look up the cheat because it's like, fuck this. That was worse than the 8 Queens problem.
I remember, was it 7th Guest or 11th Hour that we played with the can problem that we were stuck on as kids for...
It's 7th Guest. I actually haven't played 11th Hour. I meant to go on to that one after 7th Guest, but yeah, that's the 7th Guest.
Yeah, and for kids that didn't really know, how to use a thesaurus, or we knew of it, but wasn't the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah, I guess when you did it, like, we knew how to use a thesaurus, but that doesn't help that much, because you can look up some stuff, but... And because, yeah, it didn't help initially because it took ages before we figured out the clue that it was giving us, which was, it substitutes each word, so you have to use the thesaurus to help out a bit, but even then, the thesaurus didn't help with some of the words where it's not providing the correct synonym.
Yeah, it was tough. I reckon I was probably about 11 when we played that.
Yeah. So anyone who hasn't played it, the can puzzle was you go into this kitchen pantry and there's a bunch of cans there, and you can swap the cans. So you click 2 cans and they swap positions. So you sort of move them around. The one thing is you notice when you're trying to spell things is there's no vowels at all. They're all consonants. And when I was a kid, I was initially confused before Voltaire played it with me. I was initially confused because it's like, how do I make... That's obviously not that you're supposed to make words, because how do you make words out of these? And then I think I tried with Bolt, and that's one of the where we found out the clue, which was bashful. The clue is bashful nomad, creepily, sneakily, tryst by my tryst by my underground vault, and those are all synonyms for the actual sentence, like a full sentence that can be spelt without any vowels. And the sentence went: shy gypsy, shyly spryly, tryst by my crypt.
Yeah, it was some bullshit for an 11-year-old and a, I don't know, like 13-year-old to try and sort out. It was too much.
Actually, yeah, the clue was meet secretly at my underground vault, and it's that converted to tryst by my crypt.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Was Seventh Guest really a kid's game? Probably not, right? I would say late teens. We were just ahead of our time.
It's weird. It's one of those ones that it's hard to pin down the audience, because it's one of those ones where, like, it's of a day when, like, video games did throw hard things at kids, like the puzzles were reasonably advanced, but doable for a kid. Or kind of, or at least can be engaged in the kid. But then there was the horror element, which theoretically isn't for kids. But then, like, a late teenager is way too old for this, because it's very light horror. Like, it's horror in sort of name only, but it's not really scary.
No. Do you recognize this man?
It's graying at it now. That's good.
I have never seen him before in my life. Who is he?
I've got a couple of names for him, but they're probably false. He's the killer.
No, his face is utterly unfamiliar.
Does
this tissue mean anything to you?
Where is this line of
questioning puzzle, I think, was the
going?
first one that stumped me.
Nowhere helpful.
But the other puzzles were pretty easy, like the spider one, the cutting up a piece of cake to even pieces that have gravestones and skulls on them, and you've got to cut them into even portions. There's some,
would you like to shake
some
hands?
ones that were pretty
A
simple.
formal bow will suffice.
But then it threw these fucked up ones at you occasionally, or not occasionally. After the last half of it is one fucked up one after another.
Do you know what this is?
No, it looks very practical, though.
That is not a good idea.
I hope I get to take out the end boss with our sewer key. I don't know if there's an end boss in this game. I don't remember.
Does this lab pass mean anything to you?
Nothing at all.
All right, let's see.
You certainly know your history.
What's your opinion of the Templars, Senor Stobart?
The Templars? Well, they seem no worse than a lot of the knightly orders.
You are mistaken. Compared to the simpering politicians of the Hospitallers or the brutish Teutonics, the Knights Templar were the embodiment of chivalry. The filthy, money-grabbing French king and his pet pope did a great wrong. A bane settled upon my family at the whim of that self-seeking tyrant.
It was all a long time ago.
Some things don't die. Injustice is one of them.
Is the Virgin Mary really the right person to be sharing a mausoleum with 5 knights?
You are showing your ignorance, Senor Stobart. The Templars were dedicated to the Virgin Mary.
Who exactly are these people?
My ancestors. These 5 men were all members of the Templars.
5 ancestors in the order. You must be very proud.
Not 5, 6.
Where's the 6th knight?
He was lost to us.
You lost an ancestor?
It is a family
it is symbolic that it's missing.
It can have no relevance.
Well, it's connected with the curse of the De Vasconcelos, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I hope you will honor my desire not to talk about it.
Okay, well, I'll leave it for now. What's the story with the glass chessboard?
Glass chessboard. Oh, the pattern on the lectern. Purely decorative, I'm sure.
There are pieces of glass missing from it.
Oh, it has been like that since I was a girl.
You have to get the 8 pawns from her
deliberate.
other chess set.
It is ridiculous.
And then
What
do the 8 queens puzzle
possible
with the pawns.
significance can it have?
It's part of a chessboard, and the gaps are for...
Senor Stobart. You cannot mean...
Oh,
this
I can.
place was built for the Templars. Your chess set is as old as the Templars. It's kind of suggestive, isn't it?
Let's do
I
it.
think this must be it. This is what the manuscript is pointing to.
This is extraordinary.
No night in the jailhouse for us, then.
Am I to understand that the Templars left a puzzle here? And in all of this time we failed to realize that there was a puzzle?
It was wonderful to watch the Countess change before my eyes.
Right. Well, no time for wallowing in self-pity, eh, Senor Stobart?
I'm standing right next to you.
Mystery has had a good long run, but it ain't here. And now.
All those years of fatalism were falling away from her.
Lopez! Lopez! Put that hose down and listen! Go to the house and get my chess set. Yes, the old chess set! Now hurry! My, this is exciting, is it not?
Don't get too excited. This could be a blind alley.
Oh, I do not believe that for a moment.
It's good to see you happy.
Happy? You know, I think I am.
While we're waiting, I'd really like to know what happened here. I mean, the curse and everything?
It all began at the time of the dissolution of the Templars. Don Carlos had already left their ranks to become a scholar.
Don Carlos, is he the guy who went missing?
Si, but he had reckoned without the local bishop. Their bishop envied us our lands and determined to use the papal edict as an excuse to destroy us. Don Carlos was on one of his scholarly journeys when the Inquisition arrived. When Don Carlos returned, it was to find his loyal manservant slain and his children gone.
Speak near the microphone,
They took
love.
the kids? But why?
Oh, we will never know. The bishop denied all knowledge of the children's
Daily Bean!
disappearance.
We were just talking about you.
Witnesses had seen his men kill
Good
the
to see you.
servant who had been charged to protect them.
What happened to Don Carlos?
He swore he'd find his children if he had to go to the edge of the world. He put on his armor and took up his sword and shield and rode out alone. He was never seen again. Lopez, you have the pieces.
Si, my lady, as you asked.
Por favor, Senor Stobart, would you be so kind?
My lady.
Calm yourself, Lopez. I believe Senor Stobart's motives are pure.
Very well, my lady.
That's right, he doesn't want to go in because they're all dead.
My lady seems to trust you.
But you don't.
No, senor.
Well, hopefully there's not too much damage, Daily Bean. That sucks. Sorry to hear. Scary stuff.
It fits, Senor Stobart. It fits.
Working quickly, I found which pieces went into which holes.
Each chess piece must be placed in the corresponding hole. Click on the unpacked chess piece and it will turn to reveal a pattern on the base. Likewise on any hole in the board and it will show you a pattern. Each chess piece can be dragged into the hole its corresponding pattern. To do this, drag the piece into the correct hole in the chessboard. If you try to put a piece in the wrong hole, then it will jump back to the side. Okay, interesting. Oh shit, what? Oh. Oh god, what is this? Okay. Let's see. Red, green. Red, green, blue, and what's that color? Like dark green.
Black.
There. Oh, is this like memory, kind of? That's it, isn't it?
Should be. Do it again.
Oh, okay.
The next one over.
Okay. I like that sound though. I want to hear it again. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay.
It's now like Queen's puzzle.
Is it? This is a queen. Is it? Like that's the king?
Yeah. But their pieces don't matter, do they?
I don't know.
Just the colours.
Green, blue, red, green. Yeah, that's the one.
That's it.
It's a bit fiddly. Okay. Red, black, green, blue. That's the one. Okay, this is way better than I thought. I got a little bit swamped and, like, yeah, I flustered at what it could have been, but this puzzle seems to be quite easy. Blue, white. What is it? Yeah, blue, white, red, green.
It's not really a puzzle, it's just putting the pieces in the right location. It's more of a jigsaw.
Green, white,
Yeah.
blue, red.
Yeah, because otherwise what's the point of having chess pieces if it's not using the chess rules somehow?
Oh shit, okay, we've got to do these as well. Red, blue, green. Oh, that's just it there. Green, white.
What would be good is if they got you to place the red pieces, they gave you another set of white pieces with no colours, and said you've got to check, you got to put them in the right position to checkmate the king, or checkmate the king in the next move.
Blue, red, green, black.
With the red pieces in place, the square bases fit onto the white pieces. I just had to figure out where to place them.
Oh, what?
Oh, wait, am I right?
Oh, no. Oh, are you kidding?
They just have to put them in a spot where they can't get attacked?
I don't know.
You can't, I'm pretty sure you can't checkmate the king with just a horse and a bishop.
Bingo!
What? Okay.
Okay, maybe you can.
Sweet. Yay for random.
Senor Stobart, look!
What is that? It's not the Holy Grail, is it?
No, Senor Stobart. It is the communion chalice of the De Vasconcelos, missing for almost 700 years.
Wow. Well, go on.
I cannot. I can hardly believe it is real.
Go ahead. Live a little.
Are you sure? This is your moment of triumph, Senor Stobart.
Sure, I'm sure.
He's gonna die.
The possibility of death traps only occurred to me a few days later.
So the curse of the De Vasconcelos is lifted?
Oh no. The Countess was thrilled to find the lost chalice. But there's still the riddle of the missing knight.
Well, you can forget about that now and get back to finding the Templar's secret.
Actually, I promised the Countess I'd find Don Carlos.
You what?
I can explain everything.
You have got the odds for a withered old Spanish aristocrat?
The Countess entrusted me with the chalice and the quest for her ancestor's tomb.
You're as crazy as she is. Haven't you got enough problems? Khan and the Templars?
It's all part of the same thing. The chalice is important, I'm sure. The manuscript pointed us to the knight, and I have to find him.
What then?
I don't know. But when the knight and the chalice are reunited, maybe I will.
Maybe I will, boy. Maybe I will.
This is the chalice I discovered in Spain.
I still can't figure out why the Countess gave it to you. After losing it for all those years, she simply gave it away to a total stranger? She's one prawn short of a paella.
The Countess is a fine lady. You shouldn't compare her with seafood.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's something going on between you and that Countess.
Are you serious? She's old enough to be my grandmother.
Some people are into that.
That is I love that line. That's good. I'm going to try and remember that. All right. Well, we're not going to look at this again.
I'd better get back to the quest.
I like the one prawn short of a paella.
Cool. All right. I reckon what we might do is call it
we've
there.
got another tick.
What's that?
So this is reasonably non-linear because we've got another tick, but it's down there.
Ooh, yeah, we'd missed these two things. Maybe you have to collect a certain thing or something.
Or maybe it's a different order, like maybe we will get to them, but because we jumped to the Spanish thing first, or maybe the Syrian thing first.
Well, let me go to just the location, and we will look at the comic, and then I'll save it, and we'll call it there for this week. Let's have a look. Ooh, Steve. Nico Collard. Collard, get your ass over here to Palais Royal now. You got an interview with Pierre Cachon. Oh, this is right up to... This is before the game.
Yeah, so that's the guy that got killed by the mine, right?
Yeah, he's the bomb guy. Oh, actually, I'm not sure. Yes, the
Scoop.
Pierre Cachon.
Scoop for the beast?
What?
In the background, on the right. Scoop for the beast.
Oh,
The guy in a suit.
this could be big. If it makes a pass, don't forget it. Just smile and keep taking notes. Oh, great. The assignment that I could make my career. Cachon was the media king and national... So he's like the Rupert Murdoch or something. Dirtbag that gets shot.
Oh, God. Yeah.
The sun felt better than ever. Even if it didn't mean the streets of Paris were full of tourists. Excusez-moi. Later, across town. Oh, Stobart. Look at him in there. Yeah, cool. Alright. We have Holy Grail. Excellent. Well, no worries at all, Andy. We're calling it now anyway. So good to have you in here, even if you're, lurking in the shadows. That's fine by me. So yeah, great stream. That was fun. I reckon, gut feeling, we're on the home stretch. What was the percentage? 76? We could probably do it in one more, I reckon. I think that'll do it. As for Saturday's stream, still thinking about it. Found footage, if we do found footage, it will be the quarry. I guess we'll start the quarry. We'll be doing a different kind of run. A little bit, I have a stranger one. I have to sort of think about how I'm going to do it. But yes, absolutely. Best of luck to Daily Bean. Hope everything goes well. That's some scary shit. Be on your praying hands. That's cool. Awesome. All right, guys. Oh, actually, we forgot to do the old raid. Let's see who's on. No one's on. Okay, cool. Done. All right. Well, until next time. See you later.
Thanks, everyone.